Welcome back to NT Coins World, your go-to channel for in-depth coin collecting knowledge. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Washington quarters, highlighting two standout coins that every collector should be aware of. In this episode, we'll take a close look at the 1981 P Washington quarter and the 1990 D Washington quarter. We'll cover their history, design features, mintage numbers, market value, and any rare errors that can make them highly valuable. If you're a coin collector or just curious about the hidden treasures in your pocket change, this is the video for you. Let's jump right into it. The 1981 P Washington quarter is part of the classic Washington quarter series, which has been in circulation since 1932. This coin is often overlooked, but certain characteristics make it highly sought after by collectors. By 1981, the US Mint was producing quarters in large quantities to meet the growing demand for everyday transactions. The 1981 P quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint and featured the same design that had been used for decades: George Washington's portrait on the obverse and the American eagle on the reverse. However, by the early 1980s, coin production quality varied due to worn-out dies, leading to interesting errors that collectors hunt for today. A left-facing portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan. The word Liberty is inscribed above his head, with the year 1981 at the bottom and In God We Trust to the left. Features a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below. The inscriptions United States of America and E Pluribus Unum are at the top, while quarter dollar is at the bottom. The Philadelphia Mint struck 601,716,000 quarters in 1981, making it a common coin in circulation. However, finding one in uncirculated condition or with errors is where the real value lies. Circulated condition, typically worth 25 to 50 cents. Uncirculated condition, MS 65 plus, can be valued between $5 and $50 depending on quality. Proof versions or special errors can fetch even higher prices, sometimes exceeding $200. Some key errors found on the 1981 P quarter include double die obverse DDO. Some coins show doubling on the letters of Liberty or the date. These can be worth $50 to $200 depending on the severity. Off-center strikes. Coins with significant misalignment can be valued at $50 to $300. Clipped planche. A quarter missing a portion of its edge due to a minting error. These can range from $20 to $150 depending on the size of the clip. The 1981 P quarter is a great find for collectors interested in early 1980s coinage. While it's not considered rare, finding one in high-grade condition or with unique errors makes it a valuable addition to any collection. The 1981 P Washington quarter belongs to the long-running series that started in 1932, originally introduced to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By 1981, the Washington quarter had already become a standard issue for circulation, and the US Mint continued producing these coins for daily transactions. This particular year is significant because it marks one of the final years before the major composition change in 1982, when the US Mint removed certain mint mark details. The 1981 P quarter represents the tail end of an era before major economic changes led to modifications in US coinage production. The obverse front of the 1981 P Washington quarter features a portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, based on Jean-Antoine Houdon's famous bust of Washington. The word Liberty inscribed above Washington's head. The motto, In God We Trust, to the left of the portrait. The date, 1981, at the bottom. The Philadelphia Mint mark P, which is located just behind Washington's neck. The reverse back of the coin features a bald eagle with its wings spread, standing on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and preparedness. Below the eagle, two olive branches representing peace. The words United States of America curved along the top. The Latin motto E Pluribus Unum just above the eagle, the denomination quarter dollar at the bottom. This classic design remained unchanged for decades, making the 1981 P quarter easily recognizable. The Philadelphia Mint produced a total of 601,716,000 Washington quarters in 1981, making it a fairly common coin. However, due to circulation wear, finding one in pristine condition is much harder today. High-grade examples in mint state MS condition, especially MS 65 or higher, are much more valuable than worn circulation coins. Circulated condition. Most 1981 P quarters found in pocket change are worth face value 25 cents to about $1 in lightly worn condition. Uncirculated condition, MS 63 to MS 65. These can be valued between $10 to $25 MS 67 and higher. The real value jumps at this level. A certified MS 67 coin can fetch $200 to $400, with some exceptional pieces reaching over $1,000 at auction. Several errors make the 1981 P quarter even more interesting to collectors. Double die obverse. DDO. Some 1981 P quarters have noticeable doubling in the words liberty or in God we trust. These can be worth $50 to $300 depending on severity. Off-center strikes. Coins with off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing, can sell for $50 to $500, depending on how much of the design is off. Clipped planche errors. A quarter with a clipped edge caused by a minting defect can be worth $30 to $100. The 1981 P Washington quarter is a great addition for collectors who specialize in pre-1982 Washington quarters or those hunting for rare errors. It's not particularly rare in circulated grades, but high-grade examples and error varieties can be quite valuable. If you have a 1981 P quarter, check its condition and see if you might have a hidden treasure. The 1990 D Washington quarter is another interesting coin in the series, minted at the Denver Mint. While it might seem like an everyday quarter, certain factors make it stand out in numismatics. By 1990, the Washington quarter had been in circulation for nearly 58 years, and the design had remained largely unchanged. However, this was one of the last years before significant changes in U.S. coinage, including the upcoming release of the 50-state quarters program in 1999. The Denver Mint produced millions of these quarters for circulation, but as with all coins, variations in quality, mint errors, and high-grade specimens make some of them highly desirable for collectors. Obverse front features. John Flanagan's classic portrait of George Washington. The inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 1990 appear as usual, with a small D mint mark below Washington's neck. Reverse back displays the traditional heraldic eagle design, a symbol of American strength. The inscriptions remain the same as previous issues: United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and quarter dollar. The Denver Mint produced 927,638,181 of these quarters, making it one of the more common quarters of the late 20th century. However, high-grade versions and error coins remain valuable. Circulated condition, typically worth face value 25 cents to around 50 cents. Uncirculated condition, MS 65 plus, can be worth between $5 and $100 depending on quality. Rare varieties, or errors, some have sold for $500 or more at auction. Several error varieties make the 1990 D quarter especially interesting for collectors. Double die reverse. DDR. Some quarters exhibit slight doubling on the eagle's feathers or lettering, which can be valued between $50 and $300. Misaligned die strike coins, where the design is slightly off-center. These can be worth $50 to $200 depending on severity. Broad struck errors, coins struck without the retaining collar, resulting in a larger distorted shape. These can fetch $100 to $400. Die cracks. Small cracks in the die can create raised lines on the coin's surface, increasing its collectible appeal. Although the 1990 D quarter is a modern coin, it has gained attention due to its high-grade specimens and error varieties. Collectors particularly seek MS66 or higher examples, as these are significantly scarcer. For those looking to build a comprehensive Washington Quarter collection, the 1990D is an essential piece, representing the final years before the U.S. Mint moved toward more modern designs. The 1990D Washington Quarter comes from a different era of U.S. coinage. By 1990, the Washington Quarter had been in circulation for nearly 6 decades, and the U.S. Mint was producing billions of these coins every year. This year falls within the modern clad composition period. Quarters were made of a copper-nickel alloy rather than silver. The economy was strong in 1990, and coin production was high to meet the needs of everyday transactions. The obverse front of the 1990D quarter retains the classic John Flanagan design, George Washington's profile facing left, Liberty, above Washington's head. In God We Trust to the left. The date, 1990 at the bottom. The Denver Mint Mark D placed near Washington's neck. The reverse back remains unchanged from previous Washington quarters, featuring a bald eagle with spread wings, clutching arrows, and an olive branch, United States of America, above, a pluribus unum in the center, quarter dollar at the bottom. The Denver Mint produced a staggering 927,638,181 Washington quarters in 1990, making this one of the most common quarters of the era. Finding a 1990D quarter in circulation today is easy, but finding one in high mint state, MS67 or above, is significantly more difficult. Circulated condition. Most 1990D quarters are worth face value 25 cents up to $1. Uncirculated condition, MS63 to MS65. These coins typically range from $5 to $15. MS67 and higher, a certified MS67 coin can be valued at $150 to $500, while an MS68 example is extremely rare and could fetch over $1,500. Collectors look for errors that make this coin more valuable. Struck through. Grease error. Missing details due to grease-filled dies can make a coin unique, often valued between $20 to $100. Off-center. Strikes. A 10 to 50% off-center strike can sell for $50 to $400, depending on severity. Broad strike error. Coins struck without a collar, making them wider and flatter, can sell for $50 to $200. The 1990D Washington Quarter is an excellent coin for those collecting late 20th century Washington quarters. While not rare in circulated condition, finding one in a high-grade slab, PCGS or NGC MS67 or higher, can be rewarding. That wraps up today's episode on the 1981 P and 1990D Washington quarters. Whether you're looking for error coins, high-grade examples, or just want to learn more about numismatics, these two quarters offer fascinating collecting opportunities. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more coin content. Let us know in the comments, do you own any of these quarters? Thanks for watching NT Coins World, and happy collecting!